Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, and here we go. Unboxing extraordinaire. Deal of a lifetime. Now, the box on one side, well, it's pretty beat up. It's taken a beating. It was in somebody's basement or in somebody's attic for a long time. So it's kind of got some moisture happening here and there. It's taken a beating. It was in a dusty place, and it's got some dust film on it. So I'm going to find a guy that repairs these boxes, and I'm going to have it repaired. I'm going to have it reconditioned or whatever you want to call it. So let's remove it and see what we got. 1961, I believe. Find out if I'm correct. First of all, we got one of the classic shakers, and that is in super condition. Look at the bottom of that. Look at one that's been used. Look at one that's really hasn't been used at all. Look at that. Clean. See the dice. What was the question about what dice they had back then? Look at that. Wow. So one really small die. It's like a 4mm die. And then, of course, you have the 6, which is maybe an 8mm. Let me show you a couple of different. This is, I believe, a 14. Look how much. So this is at least a, it could be a 10mm. Wow, nuts. Classic stuff. Classic stuff. And let's look at this now. This is a little bag that you had the tokens come in from 1961. So 60 years ago today, somebody got this in the mail from Appa. 60 years ago today. This is from 1961, so it was ordered in 62. It got to somebody in 62 most likely, and that is 60 years ago. Wow. So this has a bunch of... All right, let's see what else we got going. Oh, another brand new almost. Looks like it was just, look at that. Look at the condition of this one, how clean it is. And we're going to get something more out of here. We're going to get 2 more dice and 1 more chit. And again, oh, wait, there's the other one. Holy smokes. All right, so we got the 2 more dice. And we got the 2 more chits, so we got all the whole deal. Plus, we got the little bag that they come in. So, wow. So far, all I've seen is the yellow shakers, and I'm impressed. All right, now it looks like it has. Holy smokes! Wait a second. It has 2 pieces to the box where the cards come in. Let's see. Let's check this out. Hold on here. All right. Got to be like an archaeologist with this stuff. All right, so it's got some cracking on the paper. All right, I don't know if it's cracking. I don't know if it's termites. I don't know if it's roaches. I don't know what dug into this, or mice, right? Took little bites out of it and said, oh, wow, okay, this is paper. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll have to figure that out. We may have to get replacement envelopes for this set and save those. Oh, look at the book. This is bound. This is not like the other books that are spiraled. This is just bound with tape. And so this is an oldie but a goodie for sure. Look at the font, how cool that is. Run around first base. Still way too many pages. One-sided pages. So you can go to where you need. Hit and run on first, hit and run first and third. And this barely opens up, so hasn't been used very much. It's not beat up. Wow, that's crazy. Just the yellowing from the time. I find myself to be more yellow than ever. Hit and run. Refer to the last 2 pages. Lancaster, PA. Whenever the sacrifice symbol appears, do not charge the batter with a time at bat. Okay, this is another box that's been beat up, and let's see. All right, so I guess it came in these thin boxes, right? See the bottom? Oh, there are two boxes that are they got nothing on them. Just two plain cardboard boxes, top and bottom, just like that. All right, and that's beat up, so we can fix that one. That's not a problem. And here is the classic Appa, I guess, field, right? Cardboard field, cardstock field with information. For realistic results, the squeeze and hit and run plays must not be overused. Dice numbers are combined, not added, with the number of larger being the read first. A 6 and a 3 are rolled, and the 6 is on the larger die. This number is 63. If the 3 were on the larger die, the number would be 36. Very simple instructions to follow. Very simple. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to follow Appa. And this is the classic Appa score sheets. You got a couple of those. I think I got 3 of those. Appa Game Company, Lancaster. I remember these. But of course, I never had enough of these, and I would just use a notebook. I used a spiral notebook back then. And here we have the classic 1961 season roster. And I got to make a copy of this for sure. You got the National League on top. You only have 8 teams in each league. Oh, actually, the American League has 10 teams, excuse me. You have 8 National League teams and 10 American League teams. And it's got a little tear in the upper. Something took a bite out of this. Again, it must have been around mice. This one had a big chopper. All right, here is your Appa. Examine it carefully and read instructions thoroughly, so you may learn to appreciate fully the big league realism of Appa and capture its enjoyment. We welcome you to write us at any time if you have questions or seek additional information about the Appa Major League Baseball game, but do not write us regarding the interpretation of baseball rules or scoring procedures. This information can be found in complete detail in the official Baseball Rulebook. The following named players are contained in the 1962 edition of the Appa Major League Baseball game. We will not reply to any correspondence which proposes to question our selection of players which comprise the teams as listed below. The batting orders may be arranged in any number of sequences without affecting the individual performances of any of the players. These were the batting orders most frequently used in 1961. Nuts. And here are the boards. Look at the condition of the boards. Let's see. The edges are pretty decent, not too beat up, not frayed, not too soiled, so it was not used a whole lot. Because if they had been used a whole lot, they'd be in much worse condition than this, that's for sure. Remember, this is 60 years old. I want to find the first 2. If you memorize the first 2 boards, you're good with Appa. You can probably play very, very quickly. Just got to know what happens with runners on first. And this one has, they already had an X at 27. Had a Y at 29, so they had the XY. And here it is. Classic boards. And now we're going to get to the cards. Let's get to the cards, my friends. Let's start. Who are we going to start with? 61. Let's start with the Dodgers. few years ago, I had somebody send me a whole box of Appa. It included 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61 players. And this is about, I'd say about 12 years ago. And I wasn't into Appa. I was, as much as I am now, I wasn't into the gaming because my son was small. So my kids both were small. So I spent a lot of time raising them. But these cards are, I mean, in really, really nice shape. Let's look at the pictures. Look at these cards. They have a little piece of something, a little tab at the top, which is fascinating. Never know that. Look at that. Little tiny tab at the top. See that? That little piece right there? Wow. This is nuts, man. This is a classic, classic, classic set that's mind-bending. Duke Snyder at 2. They're all basically, all right, they started adding the double columns, but most of these cards are single columns. Let's bring these down a little bit. 20 cards, so we're going to have to need 4 rows of 5. I want to lay them out so we can look at Frank Howard. He's a 1 outfielder and a 2 at first base, but he's got a 1 at 66, a 5 at 33, a 4 at 11. Here's Drysdale. I'm going to put the pictures on top. Drysdale is only a C. Wow. Ron Fairley, he's got a 1 at 66, 4 at 11. Jim Gilliam, 4 third baseman. Tommy Davis with a 1 at 66. Sandy Koufax is a little beat up. Look at that. He's got a little bit of, actually, I don't know if it's not necessarily that he was used up. It's kind of like a rust line right through the middle of his card. That's weird. And it's a little bit shaded. It's a little bit darker. Now, Maury Wills, he's the leadoff hitter. And I find this to always be true. Leadoff hitters have, you know, how when you hold the cards, your thumb is on the right side there. You're usually righties. Most people are righties, and you'll always get that thumbprint right there, right? He was at the top. So if I'm playing, I'm rolling with somebody, or I'm playing myself, the leadoff hitter is always good. So when I sleeve my teams, I don't hold my cards. I leave them down on the table and I just flip them. But I always, sleeve my leadoff hitter, because whenever you pick up the team to move them, let's say whatever reason, you're always going to grab that leadoff hitter, and he's at the top. And one way to remove this, if you have this issue, I found very, very lightly use an eraser, and you can get the dirt off. You got to go very lightly, very carefully. Here's Charlie Neal. I think Charlie Neal was a second place batter, because I've been playing the 59 season with Fall Classic. Okay, so let's bring these guys down here. So Charlie Neal, let's get the batters down here. Peronowski, Ron Peronowski, Larry Sherry, Roger Craig, and here's Johnny Padres. So most players have hardly been touched, really, except for Maury Wills at the top of the deck, and a little bit Sandy Koufax. They must have used Sandy Koufax a ton. But really, the soil that's on Koufax isn't from use. Really, it's not from handling. I don't know why he's a little bit of a different shade than all the rest. Let's see what we got. We got 12 batters, and we got 8 pitchers. So that's 20 players. Los Angeles Dodgers. This envelope happens to be in really good condition. All right, so let's put these guys away, and we'll be playing with these guys. I will be playing with all these teams. I'm going to get a couple of PC game engines that run 61, so I can keep some stats for the other teams, and I'm going to be having fun playing with these and learning about 1961. I'm not really an expert on 1961, so I'm going to have to learn a lot about 1961. Let's see what else about 1961. I think we should look at the Yankees in 1961. The New York Yankees envelope is sliced a little bit at the top, right there. Otherwise, we're going to see what we're going to get. Let's see the back of these cards. This one's a dark blue. Look at that. All the other ones are like a regular blue, but that one is a darker blue. I wonder if that's from a different set. I don't know. Interesting. 12 at 16. Ah, look at that. He got in there. Arroyo. 12. He's got a 12 at 16, but all these other guys have a... It should be a 12 at 16. So he belongs in this set. But Lopez... Oh, Hector Lopez has a 16 at 16. That's interesting. All right, let's count these out because this feels a little. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna look at that. Look at that more closely. This is like Unsolved Mysteries, right? Cleve Boyer, William Shotgun Gardner, Moose Scourin, 1 at 66, a 5 at 11. Yogi Berra, 1 at 66, 5 at 11. Elston Howard, 1 at 66, 5 at 11. Richardson, Tony Kubek is an 8 shortstop. Bobby Richardson is an 8 second baseman. Mick has what a card he has. He's a 1-1-5-5. That's what he is. 1-1-5-5. Wow. Must have hit over 40 home runs that season. Roger Maris. And Roger Maris has a 1 at 66, a 1 at 33, a 1 at 11, a 6 at 22. So he's a 1-1-1-6. So they're going to make sure he wins the home run championship with those 3 ones. Crazy. Jim Coates. So the first pitcher is Clevenger. Then you got Jim Coates. Then you got Raleigh Sheldon, Ralph Terry, Bud Daly, Bud Blanchard, Bill Stafford, Whitey Ford. Another one that's lost a little bit. It's a little bit darker than the others, and that's just interesting that the aces are a little bit darker than the others, right? Oh, I got to pull this catcher down here to make space for another pitcher. All right, let's put the catcher there. Let's put the pitcher here. Whitey Ford, as you can see, we'll put Whitey Ford in the center so you can see how his shade is a little bit darker. But this team wasn't used very much, not as much as the Dodgers, because you don't see the leadoff hitter. Now let's see how many cards we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And this card. So there's one card missing. Let's find out who's missing from this set. We're going to find out who's missing from this set. So there's a Lopez, but this is probably Lopez from the following year. So I got who was the no, not Arroyo. Who's the guy that has? Let's see. Hold on a second. Lopez. Okay, Lopez. Hector Lopez. He's got a 6 to 12. His 12 is at. Where is his 12? Hector Lopez has no 12 on his card. Huh. Hector Lopez has no 12 on his card. I've never seen that before. Huh. Every other player has a 12 at 16. Hector Lopez has no 12 anywhere on his card. What does that mean? Holy smokes. Did I discover something that's unusual here? Did they forget to, not only did they add him later? Because look at the color of his card on the back. Look at the color of this card. Not much of a difference. It looked different before for some reason. No, I guess it's about the same. Fascinating. Wow. So I will definitely be playing with this game for sure. And these are amazing cards. Beautiful. Great condition. Not, perfect, but these are teams that you would play with, right? 61 Yankees, 61 Dodgers. I think the Brewers. Let's check out the Brewers next. The Brewers had a good team in that era. Fascinating. This is Unsolved Mysteries, man. I feel like this is a detective show. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with these cards and how they treated them and what they used and what they didn't use. Let's look for the Milwaukee Braves. Nice envelope, clean envelope. Look at that. No damage really. Little, no. And they haven't been written on. That's a plus. There's nothing worse than when you get sets that have been written on. Let's see. Carl, Willie, Bob Buell. I know all these guys now from playing Fall Classic Baseball. I'm doing a replay. I'm at game 40 already. Having a blast, man. Love this team. Feel that their starting pitching is not that deep. Lou Burdett only got a C in 61. Spahn is still rolling along. This guy, okay, Bolin, he was a leadoff hitter. You can see that spot right there? That tells you Bolin is a leadoff hitter. They were using Joe Torre as a leadoff hitter. Oh, no, actually they're not. They use this set a lot. Look at this. Okay, where does this set come from? The guy who sent it to me was from, I believe, Indiana. This set was used a little bit more. Okay, Joe Adcock is clean, but he's off center. Look at that. That's Appa. That's Appa's mistake. Tony Cloninger, or Cloninger. Don McMahon, a B. He was a good reliever for them. Don Notbart. Al Spangler. Don't remember him on my 59 team. What is that? How do you pronounce that name? I think it's, oh man, I can't remember how to pronounce that name. Felix Mantilla. I think it's Samoli, right? Samoli. And here's Sammy White, the catcher. Here's Mac Millen, the shortstop. What happened to Johnny Logan? Where did he go? He was a good ball player in 59. Frank Thomas. He goes to the Mets the following season. Lee May. Wow, there's a whole new cast of characters. You still have Eddie Matthews. You still have the core. You have the core of, Spahn, Burdett, Matthews, and Aaron. I guess they would be the core of the team. But this is not the team. There's a couple of guys missing here. O'Brien's missing. Wes Covington is missing. Remember, these are only 20 cards. Let's check the 12. 12, yep, 16. 12 at 16 on all these cards. 12 at 16. So again, the way you remove this soil right here is you slightly carefully with an eraser, you just go over it and it slowly cleans up. You get that soil off there. So the Milwaukee Braves looking good for sure. Great, beautiful cards to have and to play with. You don't have any problem with the pitchers. The pitchers are always pretty clean. It's just a few of the starters that you're going to have to get that mark off. So let's go to the Giants. Who else can we look at here? Cincinnati, Chicago. Chicago was pretty good back then, if I remember correctly. Or maybe not. Not sure about Chicago. The White Sox, I'm not really an expert at that period. I'm trying to remember. I know 59, I think the Giants were pretty good. But I don't know what happens 2 years later. Let's take a look at the Giants, see what they got going. Envelope is nice and clean for the Giants. And again, they have that weird tab at the top. Odell, Sam Jones, Stu Miller, reliever. Bob Bowling, reliever. They're starting to have relievers here. Ed Bailey, Orlando Cepeda. Look at that card. 1156. Yikes. Say hey, Willie Mays. 1166. Beast. Harry Kuhn, outfielder 2. Joe Amalfitano, 7, second baseman. Third baseman 5. Peanut Davenport, James Davenport. Good fielder. Joe Pagan, shortstop, 7. Willie McCovey, 155. Willie McCovey, 155. Chuck Hiller. Running out of space here. Chuck Hiller. Let's move this over a bit. And you know what? Let's do a second column. Let's do a second column with the pitchers at top. Let's bring Hiller up here. He's a 6, not a good fielder, probably a reserve. Matty Alou, got 2 columns. Mike McCormick, B. Sanford, Jack Sanford. Juan Marichal. And here's Felipe Alou, so 2 Alou brothers playing together. And this Alou is, I guess, a starter because he's got a 156, so he probably played a lot more. I'm not sure about that, but I have to look into it. Both from Dominican Republic. Interest that, I mean, both are, one is Matty Alou, the other one's Felipe Alou. But one is from Ciudad Trujillo, the other one is from Haina, Dominican Republic, and Ciudad Trujillo, Dominican Republic. I thought they were brothers. That's kind of weird that one would have a different city than the other. One was born in 38, the other one was born in 35. So maybe they moved, and that's interesting. Maybe the family moved. Alabama, Tennessee, Puerto Rico for Cepeda, Ponce. Alabama for Say Hey, Wisconsin for Harry Kuhn, California from Alfitano, Puerto Rico for Joe Pagan. Dominican Republic for Marichal, McCormick, California. Bolin, South Carolina. Northampton, Massachusetts for Stu Miller. Ohio, Stewartville, Ohio for Sad Sam Jones. Digger Odell comes from, where's that? Whitmire, South Carolina. And Wellesley, Massachusetts for Jack Sanford. This is a good team. I mean, just from the powerhouse that they have on the card, Cepeda, this is like 4 guys that are going to give you a beating right here. Alou, McCovey, Mays, and Cepeda. Man, that's a core 4 offensively that you don't want to face. And then they got some good catcher, an 8, Landreth. He's got a 166 that he can hold his own in the power department. You got another 8 catchers. You got 2 8 catchers, so they're going to beat you defensively as well as offensively. Then you got a good third baseman. First baseman is a 3. Not too good. It's a fielding column 3. This is a fielding column 1. Anyway, now I'm all pumped up about playing some more Appa. I've been playing the 1967 season that I picked up and the 1970 season that I picked up, and now I got a 1961 season. Wow, pretty impressed. Anyway, that was a blast. I hope you enjoyed this this unboxing and going into a little bit of Appa history and analyzing the cards. Everybody's got a 12 at 16. That was interesting. Why would that player not have a 12 at 16? Let me go back to grab them. I'm going to take a picture of them and put them out there and see what guys have to say. There's a lot of experts out there. I am definitely not an expert. I'm a novice, I would say, but learning every day a little bit more. But I didn't know they had these little tabs on top. I guess that's interesting. That's from the printing these out. So that's about it. If you want to know more about this, you want to see more cards, you want to talk about it, you know, whatever, reach out to me. You can reach me on YouTube, or you can reach me at the Universal Baseball Association Facebook group for guys that hate Facebook groups. And that's it. So I looked through 4 teams. I'm going to pull out the Yankees again. And you know that I'm going to protect these with sleeves. Probably going to have to get new envelopes. But I want to take a picture of that one player and see what guys have to say about that. And remember, these 1960 unboxings are brought to you by our sponsors. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro Country. Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Recapture the flavor of the great time. Brewed all natural for that good old time flavor, and also for for the taste that you like. Light up a Lucky Strike. They taste better. It's roasted to taste better. Arroyo. No. Let me see. What happened to the player that didn't have the? I have to go. Oh man, I wasn't paying attention. 16. Here it is. Hector Lopez. Got to take a picture of him. That's hilarious. Wow. But he's on the list. He's on the roster. Anyway, this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of a really time travel experience to 1961, 60 years ago, because of course it's a 61 season, so you could buy it in 1962. Somebody received this in 1962, I'm sure, and they had it for a long time. They played with it a little bit and then just put it away and stored it. And I'll try to kind of rebuild it as much as I can, get stuff in back into order, and see if I can replace these envelopes and maybe save them, or I don't know what to do with it. But that's it. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Remember to like and subscribe if you watch my videos, and if you click on the little bell, you'll get notified when I have more of these unboxings of unusual stuff. And take care now.